Greetings, Manchester City fan. In this video, you'll get access to everything that is happening with the club, including the latest news that promises to impact the team's future. Before anything else, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, so you'll always be up to date with everything about Manchester City. Manchester City is preparing for the summer transfer window, and as always, Pep Guardiola is keeping an eye on the squad's reshaping. Despite making some key acquisitions and adjustments during the January window, the club still faces the need for reinforcements. Even with impressive victories in various competitions, City still needs new talent to regain the dominance it had in previous years. The club has ambitious plans, but everything must be done cautiously to avoid violating financial fair play regulations. Several players already part of the City squad may be leaving. The Mirror has indicated that high-profile names such as John Stones, Jack Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Mato Kovacic, Ilkay Gundogan, Ederson, and Kyle Walker are on the list of possible transfers. Stones, for example, has been linked with a potential sale for around $30 million. However, the defender's high salary, which reaches $300,000 per week, could make negotiations more difficult. As for De Bruyne, whose contract ends this summer, he is expected to leave as a free agent, while Bernardo Silva, whose contract runs until 2026, could be sold for around $50 million, although City will need to be cautious to ensure a good return on this deal. The transfer market promises to be busy for City. The club could generate substantial funds from selling these players, which would pave the way for more high-profile signings. The club has shown interest in Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen, whose price is around $15 million. Guardiola's focus seems to be on building an even stronger and more competitive team, capable of dominating both in England and Europe. As you already know, Manchester City is preparing for a busy season, with changes ahead. The recent 1-0 defeat to Nottingham Forest, which caused the team to miss their chance to close in on the top of the table, has raised some concerns. This defeat was the 15th for City in their last 30 games across all competitions, something unprecedented for the team. The performances of several key players, such as Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva, have been questioned, and the team seems far from its best form. While City still has individual quality, there is a clear decline in some of its pillars, which has made Pep Guardiola start thinking about reshaping the squad for the upcoming seasons. In this context, the name most speculated is that of Jacob Ramsey from Aston Villa. According to specialist websites like TBR Football, Manchester City has been closely monitoring the 23-year-old midfielder's performances and is impressed by his development. Ramsey has shown himself to be a complete player full of energy, with the ability to bring vitality to the midfield that City desperately needs. With De Bruyne already 33 years old and Silva 30, Guardiola sees Ramsey as an ideal addition to inject new dynamics into the midfield. Ramsey, who was developed at Aston Villa, has emerged as a promising player in English football. Although he has been a key player for Villa since his debut for the first team, he is still looking to reach his peak, and City could be the perfect place for him to develop further. His playing style is praised by many, with Ramsey himself citing figures like Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard, and Kevin De Bruyne as inspirations, showing his desire to follow in the footsteps of great midfielders. His partnership with Jack Grealish at Villa Park also made a good impression, and although Grealish has moved to City, speculation about a possible reunion between the two at the Etihad is high. Aston Villa, for its part, is said to be asking for around $50 million for Ramsey. This price may be considered high, but given the player's potential, it could be a smart investment for City. The question for you, Manchester City fan, is, do you think Jacob Ramsey is worth $50 million, or should City look for other alternatives? Share your opinion in the comments below, as we are eager to hear what you think about this potential signing. Erling Haaland has been the standout star for Manchester City this season, and it's no surprise. The Norwegian striker continues to impress, with his goal-scoring ability standing out in several matches. However, after the recent defeat to Nottingham Forest, Haaland's performance has been a subject of discussion among fans and commentators. In his third season in the Premier League, Haaland has already scored 20 goals in 27 appearances, becoming the second player in Premier League history to score 20 or more goals in his first 3 seasons. He has been a key asset for City, but the loss to Forest highlighted that the team needs to be more collective if they want to achieve their goals. In the match against Forest, Haaland struggled to get involved in the game and make an impact. He had only 17 touches during the 90 minutes, the lowest of any City player on the pitch. For many fans, this reflected how the team has been failing to provide the service needed to its striker. Comments from fans indicated that Haaland had few opportunities to showcase his skills, and some questioned his involvement in the game, suggesting he could do more to help the team. While Haaland is undoubtedly one of the best strikers in the world, the lack of opportunities in some games raises questions about how City can improve to get the best out of their top scorer. The failure to involve Haaland effectively in the game seems to be a point of concern, and many believe this is due to the team's playing style, which needs to be adapted to exploit his strengths. On the other hand, some suggest that Haaland could also be more involved in the build-up, helping to create more opportunities when the ball doesn't come to him ideally. City's next match is against Brighton at the Etihad, and it will be a great chance for the team to bounce back and for Haaland to show his true class. It will be interesting to see how Guardiola and the rest of the team adjust their style to get the best out of Haaland's talent. My dear Manchester City fan, after the game against Forest, many are questioning Haaland's involvement in the game. Do you think he could have done something different to help the team? Or do you think the responsibility lies with the team and how they create chances for the striker? Leave your opinion in the comments below. In addition to speculations about the future of players like Ramsey, Manchester City is also eyeing other options to strengthen their midfield. One of the names that has been mentioned frequently is João Neves, a young talent from Paris Saint-Germain. Neves, who arrived at PSG last summer for around 60 million, has been standing out as one of the most exciting prospects in European football. Even with his short time at the French club, he has already caught City's attention, who see him as a potential solution to the midfield's lack of consistency. Neves' performance against Liverpool in the first leg of the Champions League round of 16 was impressive. The young midfielder stood out by winning most of his tackles and had an excellent success rate in ground duels. His performance was crucial for PSG, who dominated large parts of the game despite the eventual loss. Described as fantastic by experts, Neves has the ideal profile to play alongside Rodri in midfield, forming a dynamic duo that could be key to the team's recovery. The question now is whether City will make a formal offer for Neves. Pep Guardiola has shown interest in strengthening the midfield, especially after the departure of key players like Ilkay Gundogan. However, with competition from other big clubs, it will be necessary to wait and see if City can secure this signing. The future of Manchester City is shaping up with significant moves both on and off the pitch. Guardiola has grand plans for reshaping his squad, but everything will be done based on well-calculated decisions within the financial constraints imposed by financial fair play regulations. City has a solid foundation, but as we all know, modern football demands constant evolution. The balance between maintaining a competitive squad and ensuring the club's financial health will be crucial for the upcoming seasons. In addition to strengthening the midfield and seeking defensive options, Manchester City has also been looking into their attack. Of course, Haaland remains the star of the team, but the club may explore other alternatives to diversify their offensive options. Despite his immense finishing ability, the team needs to be more creative around their striker, seizing opportunities more efficiently and ensuring that the collective game is strong enough to involve all players. The idea is to create a balanced team where all sectors are well integrated and can collaborate to achieve success both in the Premier League and European competitions. Regarding potential player departures, market movements will be intense, and City will be well prepared to make decisions that could positively impact the future of the club. Players like John Stones and Kyle Walker, despite their good service to the club, may be nearing the end of their journey at City. The age and high wages of some players make planning difficult, but at the same time, they offer an opportunity to reinvest in promising youngsters and high-level talents. It's a delicate balance between retaining experience and betting on squad renewal. Meanwhile, speculation about new talents continues. In addition to Jacob Ramsey and João Neves, other names are still being discussed behind the scenes at Manchester City. The club has been looking into other leagues, such as the Bundesliga, La Liga, and League One, in search of players who can add immediate quality to the team. The summer transfer window will be a pivotal moment for City, who need to strengthen their ranks without losing their competitive edge. Another crucial point for the team will be the continuity of key players. Despite some expected departures, City still has a strong base with players like Rodri, Haaland, and Phil Foden, who remain essential to Guardiola's plans. How these players will be integrated with the new acquisitions will be decisive for the club's success in the coming seasons. Manchester City's focus now is on trying to reclaim the dominance they've had in previous seasons, both in the Premier League and the Champions League. Competition in England is becoming fiercer, and the team will need intelligent reinforcements to maintain their advantage over rivals. The pressure is high, and Guardiola knows that the transfer window will be crucial for the team to stay competitive. Whether in attack, midfield, or defense, each position will be carefully analyzed to ensure that Manchester City has the right players to win titles on all fronts. Not only will the squad be strengthened with big names, but space will also be given to academy players who can bring freshness and new ideas to the team, which will be one of the pillars of this reshaping. Guardiola has always been known for his ability to mold winning teams, and it is this mindset that will continue to guide City's decisions in the upcoming transfer windows. Now, the question is, how will the team perform in competitions such as the Premier League and the Champions League while undergoing this transition? It will be essential for the club to maintain good performance as new pieces are integrated into Guardiola's machine. The balance between developing new talents and utilizing experienced players will be one of the manager's biggest challenges, but it is something he has already shown he is capable of handling masterfully. What everyone is eagerly awaiting is to see how Manchester City will handle the challenges of this transfer window. The need for players to renew the squad is evident, and the team has the financial resources to invest in top talents. But what remains uncertain is who will actually be signed and how these new acquisitions will adapt to the style of play demanded by Guardiola. In terms of departures, Manchester City is going through a delicate moment. Several players who have been pillars of the team may leave the club. This doesn't mean the team will lose quality, but it's an opportunity to renew the squad and bring new energy to Guardiola's project. The departure of icons such as Gundogan and De Bruyne will not be easy, but it opens doors for a new generation of players who can lead the team in the coming years. There are still many question marks regarding who will be signed, but one thing is certain: City is ready to face the transfer market with great focus. Regardless of the departures that occur, Manchester City will seek to maintain their competitiveness in all aspects and ensure that the team stays at the top. Guardiola has already shown he knows how to build winning teams, and that's what he will continue to pursue for the club. And now, Manchester City fan, what is your opinion on all of this? Which player do you think City should bring in to strengthen the squad, and which departures would be the most strategic for the future? Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments, as we love to hear what you think. It's worth remembering that Manchester City is in a period of transition. The search for reinforcements is a priority, but it's also important to observe how the team will handle the change in mentality and the adaptation of new players to Guardiola's style. It's impossible to forget that over the past few years, City has been one of the most dominant clubs in football, but the competition is fiercer than ever. Manchester United, Liverpool, and Arsenal are becoming stronger, which puts even more pressure on City. Therefore, Guardiola's job will not only be to strengthen the squad, but also to ensure that his team is ready to compete in all the upcoming competitions. The focus will undoubtedly be on regaining dominance in both the Premier League and the Champions League, competitions City aims to win again. Now Manchester City finds itself at a crossroads, where every move in the transfer window will be of utmost importance. The team has been adapting to the changes in modern football, where it's not enough to just rely on quality players, but also on a strategic plan that allows the club to remain competitive over the season. The moves both on and off the field will be crucial in ensuring that City continues to be a powerhouse in both English and European football. With the planned departures of some key figures from the squad such as De Bruyne, Gundogan, and possibly Ederson, Manchester City needs to ensure that the acquisitions are of players who can fill these gaps and continue the legacy of success. The pressure is high, but Guardiola's experience and the club's financial backing could be decisive in the successful execution of this transition. The challenge will be balancing the maintenance of a high competitive level with the introduction of new players who can bring a fresh spark to the squad. Players with specific technical and tactical characteristics to complement the existing players, such as Haaland, Rodri, and Foden, will be crucial for the team to continue playing quality football and winning titles. Additionally, the squad dynamics will also need to be considered. Players who remain will have to adapt to the new changes and be ready to assist in the transition in a calm and efficient manner. The Manchester City squad has shown great maturity and professionalism, which will be essential to ensure that the team does not lose focus on ongoing competitions. Although the team has suffered some unexpected defeats this season, the ability to bounce back has always been a characteristic of Guardiola's City, and this should not be any different in this new phase of rebuilding. The 2024-25 season has been marked by ups and downs, and the pressure has increased on Guardiola and his players. The lack of consistency has been a recurring theme, and now it's time to reflect on what needs to be adjusted. The team has talent, but the balance between experience and youth will be one of the aspects that Guardiola will need to manage with mastery. Speaking of new signings, João Neves' name has frequently been mentioned as a possible solution for Manchester City's midfield. The excellent performance of the young Portuguese player against Liverpool in the Champions League round of 16 highlighted his potential. Neves not only showed effectiveness in ball recovery, but also had great game control and was essential in organizing the team. If City does indeed proceed with this deal, he could be a key player for a more dynamic and technical midfield. Whether alongside Rodri or as an option to bring more balance to the team, the arrival of João Neves would bring not only youth, but also quality and energy to a position that, over the course of the season, has shown signs of fatigue. De Bruyne, although still one of the world's greatest talents, is reaching the final stages of his career, and the entry of a new high-level midfielder like Neves would be a way to ensure the continuity of the style of play required by Guardiola. Another important issue for Manchester City will be how Guardiola manages to recover and revitalize players who are in a more mature phase of their careers. Players like Bernardo Silva and Kyle Walker, who have been key pieces in the Spanish coach's tactical system, may need a renewal in their style of play, with more focus on energizing the team with the arrival of new talents. The idea of creating a team that is both experienced and renewed is a great challenge, but also a big opportunity for City. The versatility of the squad, with players of different styles and characteristics, can be fully exploited, with Guardiola adapting his style of play to maximize the potential of each player, whether to strengthen the defense, midfield, or attack. The scenario at Manchester City in the coming months promises to be full of movement. The decisions Guardiola will make regarding who arrives and who leaves will be decisive for the club's immediate future. The financial aspect, which is also a constant point of debate, could influence the choices of signings, but the support of Chick Mansour and the sales strategy may pave the way for significant reinforcements. The plan to renew the squad without losing its competitive level will be the great mission of everyone involved in the process. The coming weeks will be decisive for the future of City, and with the summer transfer window approaching, anything can happen. Guardiola's desire is clear: to keep the club at the top, both in England and in Europe. However, tough choices will need to be made, both regarding the players who will leave the club and those who will join the team. The balance between youth and experience will be key, and this is what City will be seeking in the coming months. It is a period of anticipation for all Manchester City fans. The club is in a phase of transition, and the goal will be to ensure that the next seasons are even more successful. Regardless of the departure of big names, the aim will be to keep the team competitive, focused, and ready for new challenges. The journey will be tough, but the potential for more titles is very much present. The key to Manchester City's success during this restructuring phase will be the focus on adapting new talents to Guardiola's system, keeping the team strong, united, and ready to win more trophies. The path ahead is uncertain, but the possibilities for growth and success remain vast. Now, my Manchester City fan friend, what are your predictions for the club's next moves? Who do you think City should sign or negotiate? Be sure to share your opinion in the comments below. And, of course, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss the updates. This is the Manchester City News Channel. See you in the next video.